And so what do you think? Obviously, there's, and we use for clients as well, some direct commercial property funds as well, so that they're not actually listed, but they hold property directly in a trust structure. What do you think of them? And listed property trusts, I mean, they own commercial properties. I mean, the biggest one, like, Gandal is Chadston. So they also own property. But what's really the difference between the two of them, and what potentially represents better value, or why does one do well and the other not?
Well, the unlisted ones sit about 10.
Yeah.
And the reason is the share market sets the value of the listed funds.
Right.
And it responds very rapidly to interest rates moves.
Mm.
The unlisted market is set by valuers. Valuers don't believe interest rates have fallen yet. Well, they do, but there was a piece by a very prominent firm of valuers which came out in January this year, which said, look, when we're setting values, we know interest rates have fallen, but we think they're going to go back up again, so we're really cautious. And they had in mind bond rates of around about 3.5 to 4. Well, here we find them at 1.7.
Yeah, but they also
one of the big differences.
And I've also got a client who is a property valuer, and he's often scared about getting sued. Right? Are they also conservative for that reason as well?
Yes.
I mean, why wouldn't they be conservative? If someone, if the bank is, if the bank's asking them to value the property for how much they could lend, I mean, geez, why wouldn't you be conservative?
Yes, and that's one of the reasons I like your unlisted funds, which haven't kept pace, because in effect, in a lot of cases, I think we're buying at yesterday's value. And the values should be higher as they are with the listed funds, but it's going to take a year, 2 years for valuers to look at it and go, interest rates aren't going back to 4.
Yeah, but as you said, on the other hand, if you're saying if interest rates spike a bit, you're going to see the listed property trusts fall. Is that almost inevitable?
They will come off, and you'll see very little impact on the other side in the unlisted.
So really buying listed property trusts is a bet on where interest rates are going?
To some extent. No, they both are to an extent, but it's the time frame of your bet. If you are buying today with a view to say, I'm going to hold for 10 years, it's essentially the same bet. If you're buying today with the idea of what return I'm going to make in the next 12 months, then it's a bet on on interest rates.
So it's interesting. So the difference is really with the listed property trusts and the unlisted ones. The listed ones, the share market values them regularly, and the unlisted ones, much more quickly. Yeah, much more quickly. And the unlisted ones, valuers, and typically those unlisted property trusts, do the properties get valued every 6 months, every 12 months, or?
They typically now run between 12 months and sometimes 6 months.
Yeah.
But the issue is not so much how often they value them, it's what metrics they're using to value. So the building next door goes on a yield of 4%, and the previous sale was at 6, say. The valuer goes, well, it may have just been a crazy buyer.
Right.
I'm going to value it at 5. And then another one goes at 4, and then another one. 2 years later, they go, okay, 4's the price.
It takes them a while to adjust.
Yes, whereas in the share market, if BHP sells at $35 tomorrow, $35 is the price.